Okay, so parallel plate capacitors, I told you what this time I'm going to derive the equation of capacitance, but with what? With respect to with respect to a dielectric medium in between. With respect to a dielectric medium in between. I simply told you that I had taken this capacitor and I placed it in an electric field. And of course, there's a dielectric in between. Before I could start the derivation, I told you that these two plates have to be first connected to a battery, plus Q over here, minus Q over here. Each plate will start to have a certain amount of charge developed uniformly over it. So you have a plus Q charge uniformly developed, minus Q charge uniformly developed. Okay, in the morning lecture, we saw that the dipole alignment with respect to an external electric field, okay, will be towards the electric field itself. I'm talking about the net surface charge. So you can see plus Q's all over here, plus all on the surface of the dielectric, which is towards the electric field, and negative over here. Okay. So finally, I said that there is going to be a certain amount of induced electric field. Induced electric field, which I have denoted by EIN. Okay. Is it clear? Is the board clear? You all can see, no, perfectly. If at all there's some issues, please let me know. Okay. So there is a E induced because of external field. And then I said that E induced is somehow lesser in magnitude than the external field, and so we get E net. And this E net is in the direction of the electric field. I hope these things are very much clear to you, which we have done in the morning, just a small revision. Okay. So first thing in order to start capacitance is basically the general steps that you have to follow. First, you have to find out the electric field. Then you have to find out the potential difference. And the third thing you will do is, with the help of the potential difference expression, you will try to find out the capacitance. It's that easy. Okay. First, what we are going to do is, we are going to first the main objective of this is to find out the electric field, the capacitance due to the induced or the net electric field, which is produced due to the interaction of the external electric field and the induced electric field. So I can say that E naught, which is the external electric field, okay, is all uniformly distributed. I have just written it on top. It's just uniformly distributed. It's a uniform electric field, okay, and the intensity or the magnitude of external electric field at a point in between the parallel plates was what? Sigma upon epsilon naught. So I will write sigma upon epsilon, which is simply Q upon A epsilon naught. Okay, this is what we had last time. Till here we had done it. So the next thing was, if I know what external electric field's magnitude is, can I find out what is going to be the magnitude of E net? So E net is what? Simply E net is, in the morning we are done, E net is going to be E time external field times a factor of 1 by k. So I can say 1 by k into E naught, and that is simply going to be, okay, Q upon k A epsilon naught. This is going to be my E net. This is going to be my E net. Okay. Now, since we know the electric field, that is due to, okay, the interaction of the external field and the induced field, the first expression, this is going to be my first expression. The second thing I need to find out is the potential difference. Now, give me a quick response. Do you all remember the potential, the magnitude of potential difference in between two plates of a capacitor? Does anyone remember? We had done this. Does anyone remember? Yes, no, anything will do. There doesn't seem to be a reply. So okay, so we will even go through that. Okay, first of all, I'd like to tell you that the potential difference was how much between two parallel plates was Q upon A epsilon naught into D. Q upon A epsilon naught into D. But in case you're wondering how did this value come, I will tell you that. See, we know that electric field, if this is the electric field E, the potential difference along the electric field is going to what? Drop. So I can say that dV by dr is equal to 0. Dv by dt is equal to 0. Okay. So this is the electric field. If this is the electric field E, the potential difference along the electric field is going to what? Drop. So I can say that dV by dr is equal to 0. So I can say that dV by dr is equal to 0. minus dv by dr is equal to E. Yes or no? So I can say that, okay, dv by dv is equal to minus E dot dr. And I know the value of E. E between the parallel plates was what? Q upon A epsilon naught. So I write minus Q upon A epsilon naught. Yes or no? Into dr. Then of course I told you that don't think about this dielectric now. Just two parallel plates and the external field. And I'm saying that there is going to be a point in between these plates, which I take at a certain distance, okay, dr. Let's say I take it to a certain distance d, and I want to find out the potential at the initial point of that initial point and the final point. What will be the potential difference when I moved a certain point or a certain test charge between these two parallel plates from a distance of 0 to a certain distance d? Okay, if I have to find out the potential difference between those 2 points, okay, I can simply integrate this, and I can integrate it from where I can say that the first potential was what? It might be positive, and as it goes along the direction of electric field, it is going to be V negative, V minus. And similarly, the only variable here is dr. So I can say that the distance that the point charge traveled was from 0 to d. So if you look at this, what are you going to get? You're going to get, if you solve this integral over here, what will you get? Okay, it is going to be V minus of minus V plus. Yes or no? V minus of minus V plus. Okay, I solved the integral. dv's integral is V, and the limits I put V minus minus V plus, which is equal to what? It is equal to minus Q A epsilon naught dr. So I will write that. So minus Q upon A epsilon naught, and if you integrate dr, you're going to get R. You put the limit, it's going to be D. So I will write D. And now if you change this, if you interchange this, you're going to get V plus, okay, minus V minus. In that case, since you interchange the symbols, it is going to be equal to positive Q A epsilon naught D. And so finally, we can take this potential difference to be just V. So V is equal to Q upon A epsilon naught D. Is this clear, everyone? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that is the potential difference between those two plates. Okay. So I can say, after finding out the net electric field, which is basically the difference of external field and the net and the induced electric field, I can say that if I have to find out the potential difference between 2 points, we had previously derived that V was equal to what? Now everyone can tell me. You all should remember this. Okay, these values should be remembered. Q upon A epsilon naught into D. Okay, this is my second expression. Please remember these. Okay, these are important. Q upon A epsilon naught D. But what is Q upon A epsilon naught D over here? Can you tell me? Q upon A. Yeah, that is only going to be Q upon A epsilon naught. Isn't it? It's going to be E, not E net. Okay, it's going to be E.
Yes, sir.
E net is epsilon naught. It's going to be K A epsilon naught. E naught is just Q upon A epsilon naught. So I will substitute that. So what will I get? I will get V is equal to E into D. Yes or no? Remember this formula. This also comes into hands. It's hands-on. You will have to remember all this. So V is equal to E into D. And the way to remember is not by heart. Just keep deriving the expression. You'll understand stuff. So if V is equal to E into D, okay, if we get this. Now I got electric field due to what? A net result, E net. So can I substitute E net over here and just find out the potential because of this E net? I know that the potential is basically now E into D. That is a general formula. Let's say that's a third formula. Let's say that's a general formula. If I have to find out the potential because of E net, I will substitute E net. So what will I get? V will be equal to what I'll get? Q upon K A epsilon naught into D. Into D. Is that clear? So now I told you, what was the first thing I told you? First, you have to take the capacitor, take it to a charge, take it to a battery, connect it to a battery, distribute the charge, put a dielectric medium, find out the interaction of electric fields in between them, come up to a result of E net, find out the magnitude of E net. After finding out the magnitude of E net, find out the potential difference. After finding out the potential difference's general formula, come up to a result where you're finding out the potential difference due to E net. Once you get this, isn't it easy to basically get to the magnitude of capacitance? Can you all see capacitance somewhere here in this formula? Can you all see? Can we derive the expression of capacitance in this formula? Can we? Can we? In capacitance, what we learned, Q is equal to what? CV, remember? So if I say Q by V, what will I get? See, can you all see Q and V over here? So can we rearrange that expression? If we rearrange that expression, what are we going to get? Q by V equals to what? K.
C is equals to Ka epsilon naught by D.
And what is that? Q by V. Basically, it's your C. Isn't it?
Capacitance.
Yes. So now look at this. Look at this. It's amazing. If you get C is equal to Ka epsilon naught D. What was capacitance in the form of A epsilon naught by D? 1 minute. Please mute yourselves. There's some disturbance. Students, if you all know there's some certain disturbance by some certain individual, you can point out in the private chat to that person and resolve the issue. Okay? Because I'm concentrating here now. I understand all these things happen during online classes, so not an issue. Okay, so C is equal to Ka epsilon naught by D. This is our final result. But what is capacitance in terms of A in terms of geometry? Isn't it A epsilon naught by D? Isn't it? Yes or no?
Sir, can you repeat?
Yeah. See, listen. Did you understand till here? This point till here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Earlier, you remember that I told you capacitance does not depend on potential and does not depend upon the charge. You remember? I told you it does not depend on the potential. It does not depend on the charge. It depends on what? Geometry. It depends upon the geometry of the capacitor. And we had found out that C was equal to, what was the value? We found out that capacitance was basically equal to A epsilon naught by D. A epsilon naught by D. So can I say that over here, this is capacitance and I can denote that as C naught. So can I say that C, okay, I will say that C is going to be equal to K times C naught. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in case you don't remember how we got this capacitance, please let me know. Do you remember? Do you remember? No, yes, anything will do.
Yes,
problem.
sir.
Okay, yeah. So that way.
So
here
what are the terms C and C naught?
What are the
Terms C and C naught?
Yeah, C and C naught. Basically, that is capacitance. Capacitance. See, when what are we trying to find out here? It's basically what happens to the magnitude of capacitance just because of a dielectric. Just because of a dielectric. After putting the dielectric, what we come to know is that capacitance increases by K times. The capacitance here increases by K times. That is what it is. C naught is basically capacitance of a normal capacitor. It's a normal capacitor. You're trying to find out the capacitance. That is what we had found out here. That C earlier in just a normal capacitor without any dielectric. I told you capacitance. We had derived this equation that it was C is equal to A epsilon naught by D. But when I put this expression, when I put this dielectric right in between the two capacitors, what happened is I got this K here. I got this K here. Okay. And that K is some certain factor, which is a reason for why when you put a dielectric, the capacitance increases by k times. It increases by k times. So is this clear, everyone? This was the capacitance, the magnitude of capacitance due to a dielectric. Due to a dielectric. So what we ended up with is, anyways, the one who asked me doubt, are you clear with it now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so C is equal to K times C naught. Now please pay attention, please pay attention. What we found out earlier was that in the morning lecture, in the morning which we had done, we found out that E net was how many times the original electric field, the external electric field? 1 by K
1
times the
by
electric.
K.
So what is happening? Can you all see here that the net electric field is, what is happening? What is happening to the net electric field? It is decreasing. It is
Decreasing.
reduced. It is reducing. Yeah, it is decreasing by how many times? 1 by K times. 1 by K times. It is reducing. So if the net electric field is decreasing, the capacitance is increasing. The capacitance is increasing. So this is an important observation, that when you put a dielectric, okay, the dielectric basically fights against the external electric field and produces an external it produces an electric field opposite to the external field, which I have marked here in red. And experimentally we have come to know that it is not zero, because basically there are charges inside that, and so there will be a net electric field. That net electric field is going to be the difference between the external electric field and the induced electric field. Okay, later on what we saw is that that net electric field is going to be somewhat less than the electric field which is externally been put, which is externally being placed. So this net electric field is basically 1 by K times the external field. E net is basically going to be less than the value of electric field which is externally placed. So if you want E net to be less than electric field of external electric field, then K has to be, what should be the value? It should be greater than equal to 1. It should be greater than equal to 1. It's only that time. It's only that time. Okay, greater than 1 you can say. Equal to is, there's another case for that. I'll just explain. If K is greater than 1, then E net is going to be, of course, less than E naught, I'll say, which is, the meaning is external electric. And in that case, capacitance is going to increase. In that case, capacitance is going to increase. So this dielectric can be any medium. It can be gas. It can be any sort of material, ceramic, plastic. You see, when you go to the market, when you go to an electronic market, you will get various types of capacitors. You'll get spherical, cylindrical, parallel, so many things. And of course, you're going to get different types of capacitors based on the dielectric which is used also. Okay, so sometimes you might require a ceramic capacitor. What ceramic capacitor means? Basically, dielectric. You're calling it. It's based on the dielectric medium. Okay, so all those things matter. Polar capacitor, non-polar capacitor, so many various types of capacitors. If anyone of y'all has someone who is related to electronics background, try to get more information out of this. But however, when you look at a capacitor now, you can literally visualize two things. Okay, it has some dielectric medium, and the capacitance because of the dielectric medium is going to be increased by some value K. And the net electric field which is produced inside that capacitor is going to be 1 by K times smaller than the external electric field. Okay, got it, everyone? Okay, now since we know that, let's understand charge induced on a dielectric, of course, on a dielectric. So Okay. So you remember I told you there was going to be a parallel plate here. And this parallel plate, of course, being connected to a battery, going to have plus charges all over it and minus charges over here. Now, if I put a dielectric in between, what is going to happen? It is going to develop a certain charge, and it is going to develop certain charge because of the external electric field which has been placed here. Let's call that E naught. If I tell that is E naught, and I say that this parallel plate over here on the left side is having a charge plus Q, and the right side is having a charge minus Q, I can say that the electric field which is inside, the polar molecules which is inside the dielectric is going to have a surface net charge in this form, plus 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 here, minus 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 minus, right? Okay. And the charges on this will be, I will write these charges to be QP and minus QP.
मेरा आया कि नहीं मैम बोल रही थी
Okay.
मैं रेस्ट ले रहा हूँ मैं रेस्ट ले रहा हूँ
Okay, so it's going to be QP and minus QP. Okay, is that, can everyone hear me? Please give me a
Yes,
response.
sir.
Okay, it's going to be QP and it's going to be minus QP. Okay, this is, I'm talking about dielectric. I've written it down, and on the capacitor plates I've written it on top. There should be no confusion. So because of this positive charge here and the negative charge here, there's going to be what? An induced electric field. In which direction? This direction. So I will write E induced. E induced. And of course, there's going to be a net electric field. In which direction? Opposite to E induced. It's going to be like this. E net. So now look here. If I say I want to find out the magnitude of the external electric field between 2 points of a capacitor, what was it? Remember, E naught is equal to, tell me fast, Q upon A epsilon naught. Okay, this is the first expression. What was the second expression of E net? Remember, E net will be K times 1 by
Q
K times.
upon K epsilon
Yeah.
A.
Yeah. So how else can you remember it? 1 by K times the external electric field. So E net is equal to 1 by K times Q upon A epsilon naught. This is my second expression. My third expression will be about E induced right here. E induced. How much will be E induced? E induced. Look at the charge. What is the charge on the dielectric? Capital QP. So I will write that in that form only. So E induced will be what? QP upon what? A epsilon naught. Third expression. I got three expressions. One is external field, one is net field, and one is induced field. Of course, I'm only talking about the magnitude here. So if I consider direction and I want to find out, okay, the charge on the magnitude of the charge on the dielectric. Okay, the topic here is charge induced on a dielectric. If I have to find that out, let's do a small expression. Let's write down a small expression. That is what? Let's write it as. Tell me, what is it going to be? E net is going to be equal to what? External field minus induced field. Yes or no? So if I substitute the net electric field, what will I get? Q upon K A epsilon naught equal to E naught is what? Q upon A epsilon naught minus of E induced is what? QP. QP I have written. Let me write that in another color here, because we have to find out. So it's going to be QP upon A epsilon naught. So what are we going to get finally? Tell me. What are we going to get? If you see, A epsilon naught is all gone. What will remain? Q upon K equal to Q minus QP. Is that right? Is that right? So I can write that Q is Q upon K is equal to Q minus QP. And if you rearrange this, what are you going to get? You're going to get QP is going to be equal to, okay, QP is going to be equal to Q minus Q by K. That is basically equal to what? Q upon Q minus Q by K. So take Q common, what you'll get? 1 minus 1 by K. Okay. Can you all see it? Are you all seeing
Yes,
it?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, please pay attention.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. I know you all are tired. It's okay. So little bit of extra, little mehnat karo. Okay. No problem. So if I say that QP is just going to be Q 1 minus 1 by Q. This is the magnitude. This is going to be the magnitude of the charge developed on the dielectric. This is going to be the magnitude of the charge which is developed on the dielectric. Okay. And so I told you earlier that what I told you, that E net is going to be less than the external electric field. And for that to happen, what should be the value of K? K should be, come on. E net is going to be equal to what? 1 by K times E naught. And so K value should be greater than 1.
Greater than.
Greater than 1. And if K's value is greater than 1, what will be the significant, what will be the magnitude of QP with respect to the charge on the capacitor plates? Will it be more or less? Will QP be more than capital Q, that is the charge on the capacitor, or will it be less than it? Which one? If K is greater than 1, say suppose it is 5, what is this going to be? Will it be greater than 1 or less than 1? This entire
QP
term.
will
Sir,
be greater.
less than.
It's going to be less than 1. It's going to be less than 1. So ultimately what we come to know is basically the charge developed on the dielectric, is going to be lesser than the charge which is developed on the capacitor plates. Okay, charge developed on the dielectric is going to be lesser in terms of magnitude than the capacitor plates. Okay, clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, someone had written to me a doubt, no? Who was that? No one has sent me any reply. Okay, those of you who have a doubt, okay, and had written to me in the morning, you can reply again. You can send me the doubts again. Okay, so since we know that, since we have all come to know about this, I am going to start with small sums, and that's going to be good one. The first sum, okay, is simply something like this: a capacitor, and one is with a dielectric. What is going to be the capacitance of this? If I say that this is basically, if I say this is C and this is 2C, tell me what is C equivalent equal to? Anyone? Let's say that this has a value of K equal to 2. This is a dielectric medium. K is equal to 2. Capacitance is 2C. This is C. Tell me what is C equivalent?
4C upon 5.
4C upon 5. Wrong answer. Try, no problem. Try. See, look here. Okay. I know that the capacitance of this is basically C. Okay. I don't need to touch this. But for a dielectric medium, what do I know? That C equivalent, C for a dielectric medium is K times the original C naught. What is K over here? 2. And what is 2 over C naught over here? 2C. So I know it is 4C. I know it is 4C. Now, these two are what? In series. These two are in series. And so what formula will you apply? Will you add them or will you apply the LCM formula?
LCM formula.
Yeah, so now I can say that is going to be C1 C2 upon C1 plus C2. That is going to be 4C into C upon 4C plus C. That is going to be what? 5C. Yes, yes, you're right. The one who had given me the answer. 4C by 5. You're right. Okay. Great. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do another one. Let's do this. Let's say this is having a capacitor with a dielectric medium. This has a capacitor with another dielectric medium. Okay, and this is C1, this is C2, and I say that the first capacitor C1 has a value K1 and this has a value of K2. Okay, find the equivalent capacitance. If each capacitor is having a capacitance C, that means C1 is C and C2 is C. Tell me quickly, what is going to be the answer?
Sir, the value of K.
K1 and K2, take it as K1 and K2 itself. I'm asking you to find out the general expression.
K1 plus K2 into C.
Right. Okay. Great. So for those who don't know, again, see. Look here. C1 will be what? K1 times C. C2 will be what? K2 times C. I told C1 and C2 have values which are equal to C itself. That is why. Okay. And so since they are in parallel, C1 plus C2 will be what? C common K1 plus K2. This is our general formula. Let's look at another sum. Let's say they are in series. Again. And I say that this is K1, this is K2, and I'm saying that C1, yeah. Okay, let's not do this. Let's do this one. Let's say I have a capacitor, since you all have covered both now. So let's say a capacitor with a dielectric medium which is only half in the capacitor, and I say that K is equal to 2. Okay, I want you to find out the equivalent capacitance if the area between this is A by 2. Of course, the entire area is going to be A. And the dielectric is taking a area which is A by 2. Then tell me what is going to be the equivalent capacitance of this taking distance equal to D. Did you all understand the question? There's a capacitor as a dielectric which is taking half of that capacitor space. Okay, area is A by 2 and distance between the two plates is D. Okay, so in this question, what we'll do is we will connect the capacitor to a battery, and in that case, what is going to happen? A plus Q charge is going to come out here, and a minus Q charge is going to come. Now this plus Q, okay, will split. It will split. Okay, you all can imagine, right? It's going to split into Q1 and it's going to split into Q2. Similarly, over there, minus Q will split into Q1, minus Q1, and minus Q2. So if the charge is splitting, what does that mean? That means the
Parallel connection.
It's a parallel connection. So can we redraw this quickly? Can we redraw this? Can we draw in a parallel combination one capacitor which has a dielectric and another capacitor which is going to be without a dielectric? And of course, K is given as 2. And take the value of the capacitance as C. Tell me what is going to be the equivalent capacitance now. Quickly, everyone. C1 is going to be
2C
what?
upon 3.
2C upon 3.
3C3.
Yes, 3C upon 2. Okay?
3C.
upon 2. 3C upon 2, not 3C.
3C.
Okay, see, I will solve it. Okay, I know this much. If I know this much, I can start solving the solution. That is simply C1 is what? Tell me. C1 is what? K times C, and that is what? 2C. C2 is what?
2C.
C2 is what? It's just C. Yes or no? Okay, C2 is C. Let's write it in the form of A epsilon naught by D. C is what? A epsilon naught by D. Remember this? So let's write 2A epsilon naught by D, and over here just A epsilon naught by D. So in this way, now I know that both are parallel. If I know they are parallel, I can simply add them. What is it going to be? What's the combination going to be? Tell me, come on, fast. No responses.
3A
What?
epsilon naught D.
But see, remember one thing. What is the thing over here? I told you that when it was like this, okay, the capacitor, the dielectric was like this. What was the area covered by it?
A by 2.
So substitute that over here. What will you get? What will you get? Now what you'll get? You'll get any answer?
3A
You get-
epsilon upon 2D.
You get A epsilon naught by D, and you will get A by 2 epsilon naught by D. This is going to fetch you a result of 3 by 2 A epsilon naught by D. So please keep that in mind, that when I'm saying there is going to be a capacitor, and in terms when I say that there's a dielectric in between them, it can be possible that the area covered by the dielectric can be half of that area, or it can also be possible that the distance covered by it can be half of that. Okay, so we'll do another one with the distance half of it. How much time we got? We got 1 minute left. So I will like you to try out this one. Try out this and come tomorrow. Capacitor, half of it is taken. Value of this is K equal to 2. Take the capacitor to be C only, and the distance is going to be D by 2 over here. D by 2 over here. Entire area over here is going to be A. Find out the equivalent capacitance of this, and I'll see you tomorrow.